You will start. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So remember, we said according to Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimallahu ta'ala, that for the salah to be valid, you must come out with an intentional action. Right? I'm just going to go back to explain this masla. So once we explain this masla here, to make it easy for you to understand. See what Imam Hanifa said. If a person was reading salah, right, and then after he read his sat in tashahud, or he read his tashahud, he intentionally broke his wudu. He intentionally broke his wudu. We'll say his salat is done. We'll say his salat is done. Now, but technically, if you follow the law, the letter of the law, his salat is not done completely. Why is that salat not done completely? Can you tell me why salah is not done completely, Yusuf? Why is his salah? Luqman, why is salah is not done? He never fulfill? No. Okay, you are on the right track, but you're making a mistake there. He never fulfilled one of the wajibat of the salah. He fulfilled all the arkan. Remember sitting in tashahud. Sitting in tashahud in the last rakat, that is a rukn. He fulfilled all the arkan. He fulfilled all the pillars of salah, but he left out the wajib. So technically speaking, like a person is in the last rakat of his salah and he read the tashahud and then he intentionally released some gas. So if you look at it, technically speaking, what he's supposed to do, he's supposed to get up, he broke his wuzu properly, so that means he broke his salah intentionally, so he corrupted his salah. So he's actually supposed to repeat his whole salah. Because remember, you can only make bina when you break your salah unintentionally. Right? So Sahibain will say that he has to reread his salah. Imam Abu Hanifa goes away from logic there. Yes, we understand that, look here, this person left out a wajib, etc., etc. We understand he left out a wajib. And if he just stands up and walk away, he's walking away without reading a wajib. But we will still say salat is done is because we look a bit deeper than logic here. We say, look here, this man done all the arkan, or this lady done all the arkan of salat. Right? She done everything. Only one last thing was left, and that was to make salam. And so we won't punish her and say, now she must redo the salah, the whole salah again, because obviously you can't make bina, because bina is only when you broke your salah unintentionally. So that means you have to go make wudu and read the whole salah again. So we'll save her the trouble of that, right? And we say she done all the arkan because to come out of the salah with your own action, to come out of the salah, what you call this al-khuruj bi sun'ihi, that is farz. Are you with me? Now, in the next following ibarat, we already started this ibarat already, right? In the next following ibarat, we're going to give several examples of where the person came out of salah, but not intentionally. Now, remember, according to Imam Hanifa, you must come out of the salah intentionally, either by releasing gas or something, whatever. That is the farz. But to recite the salam, etc., that is wajib, right? Now read from there. So read from here. فَإِنْ رَأَى الْمُتَيَمِّمُ الْمَاءَ فِي الصَّلَاةِ بَطَلَتْ. Okay, so that masla is pretty simple. فَإِنْ رَأَى الْمُتَيَمِّمُ الْمَاءَ فِي صَلَاتِهِ. But a person in taking tayammum, reading salah, and he started his salah with tayammum, and now there was no water, but in his salah he saw this water, so that means the thing that allowed him to make tayammum is not there anymore, so that means he must make wudu. So that means his tayammum become batil, and his tayammum become batil, that means batalat salatuhu, you have to restart his salah, right? فَإِنْ رَأَى الْمُتَيَمِّمُ الْمَاءَ فِي صَلَاتِهِ بَطَلَتْ وَقَدْ مَرَّ مِنْ قَبْلِ passed before, right? So now this is the main one now we're going to do, which builds up onto the read.
بعدما قعد فترة تشهده أو كان مسجا فانقضت مدة مسحه أو خلع كفيه.
Okay, so let's I think the last surah here. See, فَإِنْ رَآهُ بَعْدَمَا قَعَدَ قَدْرَ التَّشَهُدِ. A person was reading Salah. He was in his last rakat, right? If you don't understand this, you must ask nicely. It's basically the same thing. Once you understand the one, you'll understand the all. فَإِنْ رَآهُ بَعْدَمَا قَعَدَ قَدْرَ التَّشَهُدِ. If he saw it, يعني what? He saw the the mutayammim. He saw فَإِنْ رَآهُ بَعْدَمَا قَعَدَ قَدْرَ. He said already that the amount of tashahud in the last rakat, right? He saw water, right? That's the first scenario. أو كان ماسحا فانقضت مدة مسحه. Or he was a person that was making masa on his khuf, right? So if he was a mukim, he can make for 24 hours. If I was a musafir, he can make for 72 hours. So he finished reciting the tashahud, and the moment he finished reciting the tashahud, his allotted time respectively. Musafir, 24 hours finished, or mukim, 72 hours finished, right? فانقضت مدة مسحه. Right? So if you're following nicely, you see in all these scenarios here, his wudu broke, but not la بخروج سنه. It wasn't due to his action. It was due to some external action. And so I'm saying it was due to some external action. Right? أو خلأ خفيه بعمل. Or sometimes, one is if you make a amal kathir, right? That's different. They will say خرج من الصلاة بصنعه. He came out of salah through action from him. So then his salah would be done. But yeah, he was playing with, maybe he was just playing with a zip or something of the khuf, and the khuf slipped off. So obviously when the heel part comes out, when the heel part comes to the heel, the actual heel of the foot comes to the shin part of the khuf, then that masah is invalid, right? Then that masah is invalid. So أو خلع خفيه بعمل كثير. So he was playing with his khuf and it slipped out, and then the heel came to the khuf part, right? أو right. So here also this is not khuruj bi sun'ihi, because his intention wasn't to come out of salah. His intention was just to play with his sock. He was fiddling with his sock. So it wasn't an intentional breaker of salah. It wasn't an intentional breaker of wudu. You know what I'm saying? Right? أو كان أميا. So he was an ummi, right? He didn't know how to read Quran. فَتَعَلَّمَ سُورَةً. But all of a sudden, in the salah, he managed to memorize one surah. Right? So now he also will say his salah breaks. Why salah breaks? Because a qari must recite in his salah. Even if he is in the salah and he learns how to recite, he has to recite. He cannot complete his salah as a ummi, right? Again, I repeat. So he قد خرج من صلاتي من غير سنه. Right? Because this was not intentional. He didn't intentionally learn this verse of the Quran so that he can come out of salah. So what is this? خرج من الصلاة من غير سنه. You understood that? Right? أو أريان فوجد ثوبا. There was no clothes and he decided to read his salah naked. But while he was to show, the guard came and thrown clothes and said, here's clothes, you can read your salah. So, same scenario. He finished his tashahud and he became a kasi, but la an sun'ihi. It wasn't his doing that he got the clothes now, you understood? It wasn't his doing that he got the clothes now. The clothes came from somebody else. Right? So, kharaja min as-salati min ghayri sun'ihi. G. No, he learned the verse. All of a sudden, he memorized the verse. He was able to recite the verse in salah. Right? أو كان موميا. Or, when we say mumi, normally in Sharia, we mean that person who cannot make ruku and sajda. You sit, and then you bend a little bit for ruku, and you bend a little bit for sajda. So he was reading salah, and he finished the tashahud already. But after he finished the tashahud, the pain in his back went away. And now he could go down into ruku and he could go down into sajda. So now we say he's not a ma'azur anymore. Now he's mukallaf of making ruku and he's making mukallaf of sajda. So that salat is not valid. That salah is broken. You must now complete his salah with a proper ruku and a proper sajda. You must now complete his salah with a proper ruku and sajda. And again, I rake you back. This is la an sun'ihi. It was not because of an action from his side. It was not because of an action from his side. So That's an integral thing that's missing. Remember, Imam Hanifa said, it is first that you come out of the salah through an action that you do from your side. Are you with me? عموميا, right? فقدر على ركوع والسجود. Or the next message, أو تذكر فائتة عليه قبل هذا. You know, if a person has less than 5 missed salahs, and now he cannot read his new salah, he has to first make qadha of the 5 salahs. He first have to make qadha of the 5 salahs, right? So this person here, he thought he got no qadha salat, right? He thought he got no qadha salat. But he finished his tashahud, right? And after he finished his tashahud, he just remembered, hey, I never read Fajr salat. So if I never read Fajr salat, means the Zohr salat I'm reading is not valid, because I have to follow the tartib. This masala will come later on. I have to follow the tartib. So that means as though he came out of the salah. Again, he came out here, la bi khuruji sun'ihi. He came out of the salah not because of an action from his side, but he came out of the salah due to some action, third party action, right? And that is him remembering. His intention was not to remember, I got a qadha so that I can come out of salah, like how the person passes wind so that he can remember he must come out of salah, right? أو تذكر فائتة عليه قبل هذا. Again, here Hazrat Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, he will say that the salah is not done. Why salah is not done? Because he never come out. لا خرج من صلاته بصنعه. Right? So also, so he remembered he got a must salah. So now he remembers he got the salah. You have to go back and first fill in that must salah. You have to first go back and fill in that must salah. So kharaja bi ghayri sun'ihi. So according to Hanifa, an important faraz of the salah is lacking, and that is that you can only come out of the salah when you do the action right. أو تذكر فائتة عليه قبل هذا. أو أحدث الإمام القارئ فاستخلف أميا. So we done this masla. If the salat has been started with a qari, a person who knows how to read the Quran, when we say qari here, we don't mean like, how we say qari sab, just a person who knows to do the basic recitation, right? So the imam, wudu broke, and he put a ummi as the mustakhlif or mustakhlaf to complete the salah. There also we say the salah is broken. Why the salah is broken? Because a salah that started with the qari cannot finish with the ummi. So if the salah broke, it broke also an ghayri sun'ihi, without any action from his side. You understood that? I hope the online people are understanding this, right? So in all of these cases, that's far. According to Abu Hanifa, the faraz of salat is not done, because the integral thing of coming out of the salah with your own action has been lost, right? فَاسْتَخْلَفَ أُمِّنْ. Or another one, أَوْ طَلَعَتِ الشَّمْسُ فِي الْفَجْرِ. A person was a bit late with Fajr and is reading his Fajr. He finished reciting the tashahud. And as he just finished reciting the tashahud, you see there the sun is rising. You see there the sun is rising. What you see? So now obviously the time is out, so his salah is broken. So this is also kharaja min ghayri sunni. What is it? Kharaja min ghayri sunni. He came out of the salah without any action from his side. So you have to repeat the salat, right? أو طلعت الشمس في الفجر أو دخل وقت العصر وهو في الجمعة. We say, for instance, Zohar time finishes 4 o'clock. Zohar time finishes at 4 o'clock. So here, he was so busy with his Juma, he was busy with his Zohar, and he just finished reciting the tashahud, and he never get a chance to make salam in it, and there, the clock struck 4. There, the clock struck 4. So here, also, kharaja bi ghayri sun'ihi. It wasn't that he intentionally took himself out of the salah by making salam or by passing gas or something like that, right? So, okay, so that's the understanding. So here, as the sun rose, etc., we'll say that ma right? Right? خرج عن الصلاة بسنن الغير بسنن الشمس. You understood what I'm saying? Right? So, according to Munifa, he hasn't fulfilled the farz, the important rukun of coming out of the salah with your own action. Right? أو دخل وقت العصر وهو في الجمعة أو كان ماسحا على الجبيرة فسقطت عن برع. Another masla here. If you had a wound and that wound warranted you putting a bandage on, that wound warranted you putting a bandage on, right? And you put a bandage on. And if the bandage fell off and there the wound is healed, and you don't have to put another bandage on, then your wudu is broken. You have to make a fresh wudu. But if the bandage fell off and that wound still needs the bandage, all you have to do is you just have to put the bandage back on and continue as normal. And continue as normal. You don't have to make a fresh masa or you don't have to make a fresh wudu, etc., etc. Are you with me? So, yeah, the bandage fell off. The bandage fell off whilst um, it was healed already. So that means the wudu broke. So again, we got another scenario of that kharaja an salati min ghayri sun'ihi. He came out of the salah, but not intentionally. It was due to a third factor, right? So, أو كان ماسحا على جبيرة فسقط عن برع أو كان صاحب عذر فانقطع عذره كالمستحاضة. Or, sometimes I tell you when a person um, has wudu problems, right? And then for a whole salah time, you can't find even 4 minutes or 5 minutes where you can make wudu and then you can read that salah. So a person was qualified as a ma'zura and they were reading salah. And then the next salah time, that thing didn't happen, not once even, not even once. And here at the end of the salah time was coming out and it also wasn't found, not once even. If that uzr wasn't found even once, if that uzr wasn't even found once, what happened? That person is not a ma'zura anymore, right? That person is not a ma'zura anymore. So the uzr is not there, right? فَانْقَطَعَ عُذْرُهُ كَالْمُصَاحَبَةِ. Then we say there also what happened? The salat becomes batil because ma kharaja min sun'ihi. وَمَنْ بِمَعْنَاهُ. Whoever is in the same meaning like this, that they came out of the salah without any action from their side, right? وَمَنْ بِمَعْنَى بَطَلَتِ الصَّلَاةُ في قول أبي حنيفة. The salat will become batil according to Hazrat Imam Abu Hanifa in all these scenarios. Why? Because ما خرج من سنئه, right? خرج min ghairi sun'ihi. So I told you when a person intentionally released gas or something, they will say his salat is done. And if you apply the law strictly, he's supposed to repeat the salah. Why? Because you, he didn't make salam right. The salam is wajib. And also he cannot make bina because bina is only when you break wudu unintentionally. But there we realize we rise over and above the normal logic, and we say that even though the wajib has been left out, but now he's come right to the end of his salah and he's done everything. He's only left one wajib out. Don't punish him by saying he must redo the salah. Just allow the salah to take place. Are you with me? So we'll say, here they say also in Asha, Just because he left out one wajib and he's already come to the end of the race, we won't neglect his whole salah. Right. So see, there's a reasoning now. If you look at the kitab, they say, وَقَالَ تَمَّتْ صَلَاتُهُ. Sahibin say, no, yeah, his salat is complete. That even though he didn't come out with the action from his side, right? قِيلَ الْأَصْلُ. So this is the asal, the principle, the overarching principle. وقيل الأصل فيه أن الخروج عن الصلاة بسنة المصلي فرض عند أبي حنيفة رحمه الله تعالى. Right? ليس بفرض عندهما. According to Imam Hanifa, for you to intentionally do something that takes you out of the salah is farz. Until you do not do something intentionally that takes you out of the salah, until you do not intentionally do something that takes you out of the salah, you are not out of the salah. See there. وقيل الأصل فيه. The main overarching principle is أن الخروج عن الصلاة, to come out of the salah بصنع المصلي, with the action of the musalli, فرض عند أبي حنيفة رحمه الله تعالى, is فرض according to Hanifa, right? ليس بفرض عندهم, it's not فرض according to them two صاحبين, right? فاعتراض هذه الأوارث عنده. So if you look at all these things we discussed, the sun shining, the sock falling off, all of this, فاعتراض هذه الأوارث عنده في هذه الحالة في هذه الحالة كاعتراضه في خلال الصلاة, as though it took place in the salat, because it was not intentionally from him. So it is like just something that happened in the salat, understood? وعندهما كاعتراضهما بعد التسليم. Sahibain say no, it's as though it came after the taslim, right? لهما ما روي من, and they use the same famous hadith we said of Ibn Mas'ud, لهما ما روي من حديث Ibn Mas'ud. For them too is what has been narrated from the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud. What is right? That إذا قلت هذا أو فعلت هذا فقد تمت صلاتك. When you do this or you say this, then your salat is done. So they say, look here, even though this person here, he didn't come out of the salah intentionally on his own, but he finished recite the tashahud, and he finished in tashahud, فقد تمت صلاته, so his salat is complete. But Imam Hanifa says, in addition to قلت هذا أو فعلت هذا, خروج بالصنع, that is also a condition to come out of the salah. Are you guys with me? You understood that? Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Stop there. بس سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.